Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to a new episode of What's This Host City? I'm your host Roy, this is ESC United, and today we are in 's-Hertogenbosch, or easier, Den Bosch. You should try it, Matt, it's a lot easier. We're gonna take you around the city to take a look at what it is like, what the venue looks like, and we're gonna throw you some facts at you as much as we can. 's-Hertogenbosch is a city of around 150,000 inhabitants. It is located in the south of the Netherlands, in the province of North Brabant, and it's actually the capital of that. So let's dive into the city. Let's do this. We are in front of the Brabanthalle. They are the venue that Den Bosch or Brabant has proposed to host Eurovision. Behind me is the old building called the Brabant Hall. It all started with this it's on the building 1931. They primarily used it for cattle and horse markets, and later they decided to build more halls connected to it. We'll look at that later. They renovated the entire thing in 2007 and again in 2017, and right now it has over eight halls and a total amount of 55,000 square meters, so it is a really big venue. So, like I said, this building has like 8 halls, so it will be really ideal for Eurovision. You could have a hall for the press, you could have a hall for dressing rooms for the artists, so it definitely has a lot of possibilities. The big hall right there would be suitable for Eurovision. They've hosted big events there in the past. They hosted events like Masters of Hardcore, which is one of the bigger music scenes in the Netherlands. So they're really used to organizing big events like that. If you watch a clip, I'm probably going to insert it into the video, of Masters of Hardcore, then it looks quite big from the inside. They do say that it looks bigger on the videos than it does in real life, but it is really big. They also built this little entrance hall not too long ago. It connects both halls. That one and that one were separated from each other. Now they're connected to each other and you can just walk in and out of both halls.
I'm alone, I'm a broken home. I gave you all the bricks that I own and know. I'm letting go, I'm breaking these walls down, breaking these walls down. If you want adventure, then fly to home. But if you want to travel, then go alone. Yeah, what's the point in us if I never know?
So we are right now standing on the other entrance of the Brabanthalle. It's not the main entrance right now, it used to be. It's like a big hall, you can kind of look through. I'm not sure if it picks up on camera, we can. But like I said, they're busy in the front just unloading what was inside. They had a party here before. They are kind of used to hosting big events. Like I said, they have Masters of Hardcore, they had it before here. They have other big events from big radio stations in the Netherlands, like the Foute Party, like other things. They say they said in an interview that they could host more than 10,000 people in here. They said that the venue would be bigger than the one in Tel Aviv, but they never really gave a specific amount of people that could go into the venue. I couldn't really find it on the website either. What I could find is that one year there was a Masters of Hardcore again. And they had 20,000 tickets for sale. Now I don't think they will have 20,000 tickets for sale for Eurovision, because you need a big stage, you probably need a green room area. You could also do it in a different hall, that's very much a possibility here. But you need all those things, so I think realistically that we would have around 13,000, 14,000 people that could go in the Brabanthalle in Den Bosch. Before we dive into the city center, it is time for your favorite segment of the episode. It is Random Fact of the Episode. Today's random fact is of course about Den Bosch, and Den Bosch had the very first glass container built. It was about 41 years ago. Last year they celebrated 40 years of the glass container, and they actually put a golden glass container down to celebrate it. Now, that's my random fact of the episode. Let's dive into the city.
fell, where my demons dwell. My own little nightmare, I call it hell. Oh well, it's time to get back up, climbing and climbing. I'm done with this ride, is what I tell myself, so I could feel something else. Yeah, I guess I had my bad days, but it doesn't mean I lost my style. Darling, where were you when my heart was on the ground?
We're standing here on the Parade in Den Bosch next to the St. Jan's Cathedral. It's a very beautiful church, that's at least my opinion. I think this could be a suitable place for Eurovision Village maybe. It's not the biggest square out there, but it's definitely big enough to put a podium, to have a few cool stints here and there, and to just host a lot of Eurovision people. Now, let's talk about airports. The closest airport to Den Bosch is Eindhoven Airport. It is about 1 hour and 10 minutes by train, and it's about half an hour to 45 minutes when you go by car. Kind of depends on what route you take and if there is a traffic jam or not. Now you can also go to Schiphol Airport, of course. It's the biggest airport in the Netherlands, so I'm always gonna mention it. That makes for about 1.5 hours in train drive, or also like around 1.5 hours to 1 hour and 15 minutes to go by car. Now that's, I think, all about this place for now. Let's move on and let's check it out for a bit more.
If you're gonna leave, I'ma let you go. I'm tired of the pain. Go away. I'm tired with yesterday.
So that was the episode in Den Bosch. Let's go to editor Roy to see his review about the city. So we are back in our little apartment in Zwolle. We were in Den Bosch yesterday. It was amazing to just see the city, to see what it's like. I've never been there myself either. It was great being there with Melanie as well. It's a bit of behind the scenes, I guess. I was there with Melanie. Yeah, it was a lot of fun, but it is time to get a review done. And I'm gonna do the review in 5 categories, and I'm gonna give each category a rating out of 5. So 5 stars, it is really amazing, out of this world, perfect for Eurovision. 1 star if it's not good. So they're gonna be venue, accessibility, city design, tourism, and the Eurovision factor. And we're gonna get to all of them in just a bit. So let's do this. Now first, the venue. I think the Brabant Hallen are really cool. They're like a multi-hall complex, so you definitely have a lot of space for journalists, for dressing rooms, all that kind of stuff is really good. What I will say, when we were there, they were of course unloading things out of the venue because there was an event held not too long ago. And so we could just look a little bit inside. We couldn't really film inside because, you know, they were busy and you're not really allowed to, I guess. But we did manage to just take a little peek inside, and I did think it was a little small for Eurovision. I mean, Eurovision is this big event, and I don't think the Brabant Hallen would be big enough for it. So the multi-hall complex is incredible because there's definitely no space for all the press and all the dressing rooms and all that kind of stuff. That is amazing. The hall itself, not the best, so I'm giving it 3.5 stars. Now the next thing is accessibility. Accessibility means that the ways you get to the venue, to the city center, so where the airports are nearby or not, how close the city center is to the venue, the way you can get there, all that kind of stuff. So for Den Bosch, I give it 3 stars. You know, we talked about the airports being like a 1 hour or 1.5 hour away. It's not ideal if you come from, for example, Matt comes from America here to the Netherlands. He has to travel very long and then still has to travel another hour or 1.5 hours probably, because, you know, those flights don't come in at nice times usually. So it's really tiring if you still have to travel so much to your destination. It's not ideal, it's not the worst either. The venue is rather close to the city center. It's about 20 minutes by foot, 5 minutes by car, 10 minutes public transport, something like that. So it's not the worst, so I gave this 3 stars also. Now, city design. City design means the way the city looks, the way the city is shaped, and if it looks good, if it looks, if it has something interesting about it. Now, I definitely think Den Bosch has something interesting about it. It is like, they have small little canals, like really small, with houses built over it. Like if you don't even look around, you don't even notice them, but they're really cool. I think that's a really cool part of the city. When we were there was music and people everywhere around. On all the terraces, there was so many people. It was so fun and felt very welcoming and warm. So I definitely give points for that too. For the rest though, I'm not sure if it's that interesting of a city. Like the church is beautiful. It's one of the best churches I've seen in so long. And I love seeing architecture. I didn't even know we had something like that in the Netherlands. I've never been to Den Bosch. I'm not sure if I told you that already, but I loved seeing that church. But it didn't really have that much more. Like I walked around a while and there's like this big square, which is really cool. I think you can really welcome a lot of people. We'll get to that later. But yeah, it just doesn't have that much to offer. Not like an Amsterdam or any other cool city that there is. Like a Barcelona would be great for Eurovision too. Den Bosch, maybe not so much. So I gave city design 3 stars. Now on to the next, which is tourism. Now tourism means, well, tourism, if there are things to do around. For Dutchies, I guess yes. There's like this cult film called New Kids. It's like, I don't even think I can explain this. Dutchies will understand. But there's like this little village called Maaskantje, and that's where the film was shot, and that's definitely a thing to go to. You have the Efteling nearby, which is like a fairy tale amusement park, I guess. There are some things to do. There's some nature to walk around. There's some other things to check out, but it's again not the best. It's again a little bit in the middle. I feel like that's a little bit of the theme in Den Bosch. It's all a bit in the middle. So I also gave this 3 stars. And then to the final thing, and it's so important to have the Eurovision factor. Does the city have enough things already there to host all Eurovision fans? And if there are enough facilities and all that kind of things. So of course there's this big square, and I think when a lot of people come here and fill the entire square with love and beautiful people from around the world, that would make a beautiful scene. I think that would be incredible. And so I would definitely see, I definitely see potential there, but it is not there yet. Then I just looked around in the entire city center basically, and you know, I'm not that known into the gay bar scene or anything like that, but I couldn't see any of them. We've been to Breda the other day, and I've already seen 3. Like just out of nowhere, I just thought, hey, that's cool. None in Den Bosch, or I'm blind, probably in Den Bosch will probably correct me with this, but I'm not sure if it has the Eurovision factor already. I see potential, but it's not there yet. So 2.5 stars for me on that aspect, meaning that the total score for Den Bosch is, drum rolls, 15 out of 25 stars. It's decent. Like I said, Den Bosch has a bit of a feeling like in the middle for me. It's not the worst, it's not the best in basically every category. So it's kind of mediocre. We'll see if they get it. Now, that was the video for now. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe to this video. Make sure to follow us on Facebook, Instagram, check out our website, check out our forum. Maybe check me out on Instagram, that'll be fun. I'll put all the links in the description, that'll be fine. And that was it for Den Bosch. Next episode is Amsterdam. I'm really excited. See you guys.